What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be showing you all how you can complete the main Easter egg in the new zombies map, the Tomb. And without further ado, let's get right into it. One thing I will advise you all is that you do need to have a hard-hitting Big Mag AR or LMG for the boss fight, as the wonder weapon, Sally and Forth, because I know that's a fan favorite, kill streaks or explosives in general do not affect this boss. So piece of advice, what I did was start off with the GS45 Akimbo, because aside from the boss fight itself, it made all the Easter egg steps 10 times easier. And if you're going to do the golden armor in the game, it also is a huge help with that as well, and I'll have a link in my description on how to get the golden armor. Anyways, like I mentioned, you can use whatever gun to get to the boss fight. I use Sally and Forth until right before entering the boss battle, and then I hit the box for a solid AR or LMG. And to make it better, make sure you have a set zombies build for any LMG or AR you have leveled up so that you can use the gun at its best. And then after that, I just saved up 50k to get it packed to level 3 and a little bit more just in case I need ammo during the boss fight. So if you're in co-op, this will be a lot less stressful and a little bit more easier, but if you're solo, go in fully prepared with armor, legendary weapon, and also make sure your guns are 3 times packed, and have a kill streak and decoys and any lethal of your choice. Not that it'll play a huge part in the boss battle, but anything to save you from going down and losing your perks, because that's when you get cooked. Alright, now step 1 of this Easter egg is you need to make it all the way to the other world, however you want to call it, and then you want to come up to this broken bridge right over here, and you can see the sentinel artifact from far away, and you just want to get up as close as you can until you hear a dialogue. Now once you do that, you can move on to the next step. The next step is going to be building the wonder weapon, which is the ice staff. Now to begin, you will need to get to round 8 and wait for a shock mimic to pop up, which will typically happen at the beginning of the round, and then once you kill it, he will then drop this item that you need to pick up to proceed to the next step. There's going to be 2 different pieces of art on the wall that you're going to have to interact with and shoot Roman numerals in order from 1 to 10, and sometimes there might not even be 10 numbers to shoot, so shoot in order until you're done. I have the conversions up on the screen right over here in case you don't know which symbol matches each number, so take a screenshot or picture for when you shoot yours in your game. So the 2 that you will have to complete, each one will be in a separate room. The first one will be in the room where death perception is, and the second one will be where Deadshot to query is, and it's going to be right here. It'll be really hard to miss. Now as you can see, there are these purple lamps all over the map, and typically in each area there's about 4 spots where the purple lamp can be lit up. You can start off with either location, there is no specific order, but your job is to have the lamp closest to the artwork light up with purple fire. Now if it isn't already in your game, and by the way, you'll know the correct lantern is lit up when you see the Roman numerals show up on the artwork. Now if it isn't already, you just want to go around the map and shoot the purple lanterns as you see them if it isn't where you need it to be. So in this case, if it isn't either of where the artworks are, by the way, there are no lamps in the other world in case you're wondering, it'll just be in the base map itself, and keep shooting lamps you don't need like I am, and then check either of the 2 locations where the artwork is to see if the Roman numerals have lit up on there. And there is no order for which one you do, whichever one comes first for you, so just complete that one first. And if you look closely, the numbers are all going to be really slanted and not as easy to tell, so take your time doing this just like I am here, and of course keep a zombie alive to make it easier. If you do mess up any of the steps, you can just finish up the round and then give it another shot, so don't worry too much if you mess up. Now once you shoot each number in order from least to greatest, a mini lockdown will occur, and you will have to kill every zombie that spawns in the lockdown. And I used the Sally and Forth for this since PhD was in spawn, so it made it a lot more easier for myself. Then once you complete the first half of this lockdown, you'll get a max armor signifying that you are halfway done, and then at the end, once you complete the whole thing, where the artwork was that you shot the Roman numerals, will now have one of the 2 staff pieces and the max ammo, and you can move on to the next one. You're going to want to repeat the same thing for the second piece of artwork, and like I mentioned, if the lamp isn't lit up purple, the one that's closest to it, you will not see the Roman numerals pop up on the artwork, and you're going to have to go around the map and shoot lamps that you don't need lit up until you get the one that you need lit up with purple flames. And like the last one, you'll know that it's done because the numerals will be showing on the artwork. Do the same thing and shoot them in order, and then another lockdown will occur just like the one that happened in the first one, and you just want to get through that, and then you'll get the max armor halfway through and then the max ammo at the end, along with the second and final staff piece. Once you get both pieces, you're not done yet. You're going to have to go to the other world and then come up to this concrete wall right here with the hole in the middle and interact with it, and then your screen is gonna flash, and you now need to protect your staff while it's getting built. This can be very tricky and it's easy to go down, so be prepared when you're doing this. And then once you're done protecting the staff, your screen will flash once again, and you will now be able to pick up your constructed wonder weapon, the Staff of Ice. It's something alright, but keep in mind that you will have to upgrade it, which we will do right now, and I will have some better gameplay up after with using the staff before and after it's upgraded. Now to upgrade the staff, you do need to shoot 3 different lanterns that are close enough to each other within the span of 10 seconds. That does sound crazy, but it's very doable. If you do see 1 or 2 good spots that have the purple lanterns, go around the map and shoot the other purple lanterns so that you can get a better spawn for the next one that's closer to the other purple lantern, so you can do this step. The range of the staff is not that bad at all, so you don't have to go right up to each lantern to shoot it. You can do it from mid-range as well and make the timing easier for you. And just take a look at how I do it. Once you get it completed, you're going to hear another dialogue from the characters, and then that's when you know you're ready for the next step. If you are having trouble shooting these lanterns in time, make sure to get Stamina Up and PhD Flopper as well equipped with PhD Slider, because it will make travel way faster for you in game. Now you're going to want to head over to the other world, and you're going to want to look up, and you're going to see that there are a whole bunch of rocks floating in the air. You're going to look for a specific 3 rocks that have glowing blue symbols on them, just like how you see in my game. The spawn spots will be different in each game. For your game, it might be a different spot, and it shouldn't be too hard to find. Now once you find each rock, you just want to shoot them with the ice staff, and the rocks will float downwards for you to be able to view the symbol on the rock more clearly, and the symbols will also be different for you as well. And you just want to take a picture and note down what symbol it is for you, and then once you note down all 3 symbols on each rock, you need to find out which portal that leads to the other world is now blocked off. What that means is there are 4 different portals that lead to the other world on each side. One of them will become a brick wall, as you can see here, and so what you need to do is you need to use any one of the other portals that work, and then you want to head back to the main map and then go to the portal that became a brick wall from the other side, and it shouldn't be too hard to find since this map isn't too hard to run laps around. Now on the other side of the brick portal, you're going to see 8 signs that are glowing just like the 3 we took note of in our own games, but only 3 out of the 8 will be the correct ones you need to shoot with the ice staff, and it doesn't matter what order you shoot them in, but just as long as you shoot the 3 correct ones. Now these were the ones that I got in my game, and after shooting those 3 signs with the ice staff, the portal opened back up, and you do need to enter the other world through this portal. And once you do, you'll spawn on a rock floating in midair, and you'll see this purple energy ball in front of you. Now you need to interact with it, and then it's going to go down to the ground, and the rock will automatically tilt you and push you off if you don't jump off first. And you're going to have to follow this energy ball and shoot zombies to feed their souls to it. This can be a little hard because you'll be getting a mix of regular zombies and special zombies spawning, but if you have at least a second Pack-a-Punch gun with epic rarity, you should be fine. I used Sally and Forth, and it made this a lot more easier. Now make sure you stay on top of this and kill every zombie as they spawn while you're following the energy ball, because if you don't, you may fail the step and you might have to attempt it again on the next round. But don't worry too much, I failed it once and the symbols didn't change. The portal that became concrete did, but I just went to the new portal location and inputted the same symbols and redid this step and finished it, so don't stress too much. Anyways, you're going to follow this energy ball and keep feeding it zombie souls until it gets to where we crafted and protected the staff of ice when we first got it, and then it will fit into that little gap and your screen will flash, and if you do see the gap filled there just like this, then that means you completed the upgrade step and you can finally upgrade the staff of ice to its true potential. You just want to pull your staff out and interact with this void here, and then your staff will have a little animation happen, and then once it's complete, your staff will be fully upgraded and it'll have more features like an ice storm and a more powerful blast, plus the other end of the staff that also shoots too, and I believe this can also revive teammates if I'm not mistaken. And make sure not to waste that ammo because you will need it for the next steps of the Easter egg. I will have more gameplay out with the staff being used while upgraded, so you can check out the channel for that if you haven't seen it in action yet. The next step of the main Easter egg, now that you're done with the staff, is you need to complete 4 different challenges to get to the final step of the guide, which is where you'll have an option to initiate the boss fight, of course. So come up to this little statue here that has a vermin around it, and you want to hit your select fire button, which is the button you would press to switch from rapid fire to single fire on most weapons, in case you don't know which button that is, and it may be different for you depending on what console you're on. And when you hit that button with the staff out, it will turn the staff around for you to use the revive ammo, but you won't be reviving anything. You will need to shoot this crystal in the vermin statue, and you only need to shoot it once, and then once you do that, the crystal will glow, and then you just want to interact with it and pick up the glowing energy that comes out of it. Now what you want to do is you want to take that energy and head back to the spawn, and you want to go up to this pedestal right here that has vermin on it and then interact with it to activate the first challenge. And by the way, there is a barrier around you, so make sure not to leave this barrier no matter what, unless of course you're about to go down, because if you do, the challenge will automatically end and you'll have to advance to the next round to attempt this again. Now you basically just have to kill a whole bunch of vermin. Once you kill all the vermin from this challenge, your screen will flash, and that means you finished this challenge, and you want to go pick up the energy from the vermin statue, and be very careful because you need to take this back to the original vermin statue that was in the other world that you shot with your staff. And if you get hit 3 times while trying to take this energy there, then the energy will disappear and you will have to attempt this step again, so be mindful of that. And by the way, the portal closest to you will close out to make this a little bit more difficult, so you have to travel to the second nearest portal and then go back to the original vermin statue and interact with it, and then you'll see this animation in the sky signifying that one challenge is done. Now the second challenge is a little similar, but it's going to be with parasites, and you're going to want to go up to the pedestal with the parasite and then pull out the other end of your staff by hitting your select fire button on the staff and shooting the crystal in the parasite statue, and then pick up the energy that comes out of that. And then you're going to want to head to the yellow portal where you will find the other parasite pedestal, and that's where you're going to be completing the next challenge. Now for this challenge, once you activate it, a bunch of parasites are going to spawn, and you're going to see parasites that have purple energy around them, and you want to kill them and then pick up the purple energy they drop just by running over it one by one and take it to the pedestal in the middle with the parasite statue for it to absorb. And you need to do this with each energy the parasites drop until you see a flash on your screen signifying that you completed this challenge. And you don't need to press any buttons to deposit the energy, it'll automatically do it just like it automatically picks up the energy. I know there are already some guides up already about this Easter egg, but I did have an issue in my game while doing this step, and this almost cost me my whole game. So as you can see here, while I was doing this challenge, I failed finished the step, but by the time I finished feeding the parasite statue energy, I already had another energy in my hand I couldn't drop no matter what I did. Meaning I couldn't pick up the completed energy at the parasite statue to take back to the other world, and I couldn't even drop this energy in my hand, which also caused me to not be able to reload my weapon, and I almost dying like 5 times. I was fortunate enough that I was playing solo, so therefore I was able to save and quit and redo this step, thankfully. But if you're running a co-op game, then you're practically screwed, because I tried popping immune injection. I even tried literally downing myself in the game. That didn't even work. I thought I was done for, but saving and quit fixed it, and I continued my game and finished the step more carefully by picking up one energy at a time and depositing it one at a time. Now once you're done this step, just like the vermin one, you just want to pick up the energy the statue has and then take it back to the original, and keep in mind not to get hit 3 times, or else you'll have to repeat this step. Once you deposit this back into the original parasite statue, then another cool animation will happen above you showing you 2 of the 4 challenges are done. The 3rd challenge is going to be for the Doppelgas, and you just want to shoot the crystal in the Doppelgas statue with the staff survive ammo, and then take the energy from that statue and then head over to the speed cola room. So just exit through the green portal, and then the speed cola room will be right over here, and then this is where the Doppelgas challenge will take place, and you just interact with the statue here to begin, and then do the same thing and kill all the Doppelgas that come out, and then pick up the energy and run it back to the other world and place it on the original statue to continue to the last challenge of the 4. This last challenge will be with the amalgam, and once you take the energy from the amalgam statue right over here, and by the way, in case you're having trouble finding where the statues are, just look up in the sky to see 4 purple tentacles or trees, and those are where each of the statues is. And of course, in this case, the last one not shooting a beam out is where the amalgam statue is. Take the energy it gives you and take it back to where quick revive is, and then begin the last challenge. Now the way this challenge works is a super strong amalgam is going to spawn, and you just want to weaken it as much as possible until it spawns in zombies and becomes immune, and you just want to kill the zombies around it, and then the amalgam will be vulnerable again, and it may do that 1 to 3 times depending on how long it takes you to kill him. It could be more, but it shouldn't take you too long. And once you do that, you just want to take the energy from the statue there and take it back to the original statue in the other world, and then just deposit it, and then you are finally done with all the steps for this Easter egg. Well, actually the last and final step is of course the boss fight, and if you haven't seen it yet, all 4 beams that we created redirected to this broken bridge we initially started the Easter egg steps with here, and all you need to do is proceed to hit your interact button in front of it, and then the bridge will start to put itself back together, and then you can cross over to the battlefield of where the boss fight will take place. The boss fight will not start automatically yet. You do need to go up to the Sentinel artifact and hit your interact button to start the final encounter, as it always asks in all of the maps in Black Ops 6. So if you feel like you're ready, by all means go and start it. Like I mentioned in this boss fight, you want to make sure you have a fully level 3 packed AR or LMG at legendary tier, because those are the most effective against this boss fight, and you do need that in order to even win it at all. What you choose for your second gun is totally up to you. You can rock the ice staff or whatever gun of your choice. The second weapon is mainly to destroy the zombies chasing you, so you'd probably want something explosive or very powerful for that part, but it's all up to what weapons you prefer. Thank you all for tuning in, and I hope you found this guide easy and simple to follow. Go on ahead and hit that subscribe button if this guide helped you, and if you enjoy Call of Duty content, leave a like on this video, and if you have any questions in regards to the steps at all, please go on ahead and leave it in the comment section down below, and I'll be sure to get to it as soon as possible. I hope you beat this boss battle on the first try, and I'll have a guide on how to get the golden armor plate down below in the description, or you can find it on my channel, and also I'll be uploading a brief guide on what you need to face this boss battle. So until then, give it your best shot, and like always my friends, till the next time, peace.